Welcome back to our Bulldog Spotlight, today with freshman guard Cassidy Williams. You'll hear the team and you'll hear her friends call her C-Dub. Did you have that nickname over at Peachtree as well? Was it just an easy, no? What did they call you
Not
over
at
there?
all. They would call me Cass Money, Frogman. It was very different. I had high expectations for my nicknames whenever I came to Samford, and they are not at all what I expected. But in a good way. They've been awesome.
There's already a Cassidy on this team, which is very unusual. I think we lead the
Yes.
Southern Conference in Cassidy's, so you had no choice. You had to find something else.
Yes.
All right. Does it stink being a freshman?
You know,
Advantages and disadvantages. I'll ask you it that way.
it definitely, it stinks to be like right back down at the bottom.
Oh, right.
After being used to like being at the top, but if anything, it's so great because it really humbles you and it really makes you start right back down from the bottom and go back to working hard and just like learning to fall in love with the game again, like just right back to square one. So being a freshman does have its difficulties, but I think the advantages just far outweigh them. So
You on the team, you're kind of like their younger and little sister. I mean, they all look out for you. They all love you, which is a good sign. Do you envision the day one day, and it'll be a few years from now, but you'll be in their role, and there's some girl right now who's much younger than you, and she'll be looking up to you?
yes, that's really tough to think about, just because I've just been really consumed with this year. It's been really hard and really new, but also really great. So it's really hard to picture 4 years from now, just because there's so much that I have to learn and so much I have to do now. But I can definitely picture like down the road and how awesome that's going to be. I hope that I can be what the upperclassmen have been for me this year.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
All right, tell me what else you did over in high school in Peachtree, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta.
Well, Peachtree City is not a very basketball prominent area. But I was fortunate enough to have the greatest high school coach ever. A lot of freshmen, they come in and they feel like they're not prepared, but I've been prepared by the best coaches, the best family, with defense and with offense. Like, I've just been prepared. But in high school, I was mainly the typical like ball is life kind of girl. Basketball was what I ate, what I slept, everything. But I was blessed enough to, have a really good, solid 4 years at McIntosh High School. So.
You a Braves fan, by the way? I don't know if I asked you that yet. You were right in the thick of the Braves, and as your age, they were winning practically everything until the last 3 years. I know Brittany is. Brittany's a big Braves fan. Yeah.
Turner Field is kind of like a social event, I guess. You just kind of go, and nobody really cares about the baseball. Is. Yeah, right. But I love baseball. I just never really got into the Braves, I guess.
All right, Cassidy Williams, our guest here on our Bulldog Spotlight. The worst part about being a freshman is?
Probably just learning the offense that we have, and just really being patient with yourself, because coming in as a freshman, I just wanted to be the best right now. I really expected nothing less than perfection from myself, and I've learned now at the middle of conference that you have to be really patient with yourself, and you have to really just soak up everything you can, do the best that you can, and then with time everything will figure itself out.
I'm curious, have you learned in my book, and I talk so much about it during my baseball and now basketball broadcasting, the most important tool really is confidence and the mental game of whatever you're doing. And I think that's been an evolution for you, wherever you were to wherever you're at. Has there been a growth spurt mentally?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said before, my travel team that I played for before I even was in college, we had college-like practices, and it really tested you mentally, physically, emotionally, everything. So I definitely feel like since high school I've grown in leaps and bounds mentally, but it's not the same until you actually get here. Words don't really prepare you for what freshman year will bring, but I think that even from the time that I've gotten here, I've grown a lot mentally. So, but I still, of course, have a long way to go. So.
when it comes to me, mentally, I've digressed. I've gone the opposite way. So by the time you get to my age, you'll be in a home. No, I'm just kidding. On the court, we know you primarily as a shooter and what we call in basketball a number 2, but you have had to adjust because of Lydia's injury. You've had to play the 1. What's the difference?
Well, the 1 is a much more like commander role, and the other 5 or the other 4 on the floor, they really trust you with your knowledge of the offense and what to run at this time and who's based on who's in the game. So it's been tough just knowing what each of the 4 players are best at and which offenses to run at this time. But like in addition to learning the offense and running it as the 1, I also have to learn how to run it as the 2, and there are a lot of moving pieces and they both do different things, so that's been tough. But the difference is, I mean, you're a basketball player, you're not a point guard or a shooting guard, you're a basketball player, so the differences are kind of tough to handle, but all in all it just comes down to like just playing
a game. Simple as that.
Yeah, playing a game.
Your Ellen Riggins, my buddy, has given me one of my favorite interviews that we've done, but you're a part of that because I had a quick rapid fire with her, and you came up twice.
Oh gosh.
All right, so now you need to answer these accusations.
Okay.
1, you have the neatest, cleanest locker of all the girls on the team. True? False?
I would say it's pretty tidy. It's mostly out of fear of Coach Morris because he doesn't really like a sloppy locker room, and as a freshman you can't get in trouble, you know. But I mean, me and Ellen's lockers are right next to each other, so I guess it's really all she sees, because I would say that Cassidy Blevins has the cleanest locker, but I guess.
And Ellen admitted that her locker's a mess.
Oh, it's atrocious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got everything lined up. Are you superstitious about where things have to go?
I am pretty superstitious. Yeah. But mostly I'm just afraid that I'm going to forget something with traveling. Like I want to remember all the right shirts. Right. So I just keep everything in line just so I don't forget anything, just to be organized.
She also accused you, and this one knocked me out because you're so quiet. She said you have, I think it was the quickest wit, sharpest wit. Maybe not funniest, ha-ha, but you have these one-liners.
Oh gosh.
Are you
guess.
funny? Do you?
I don't know. I guess so.
Instagram and Twitter account. Tell everybody.
I am Cassidy_Williams 31, and that's my Instagram. And I do not have a Twitter or anything else.
So we can't follow you, but we can find you.
Yeah.
Cassidy Williams, they call her C-Dub on the team, has been our guest here on our Bulldog Spotlight. This interview and all the other interviews that we do, you'll find it going to SamfordSports.com.